Sorry, I apologize. I'm doing what I can. I know you can hear me on Instagram. It's the Facebook one that we need help with. All right. I hope it comes back. So sorry. I'll make it up to you guys. Okay, it's working. At least somebody said so. All right. Phew. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I just came back from the event with Tony, so I just rushed back here to kind of put this thing together. So my fault. I forgot to press certain buttons. Okay, where were we? Oh yeah, let's do this again. It's working. So, as I was saying earlier, when I had you visualize the apple in your hand, the purpose of that is to just let you realize that with your thoughts and your emotions, you create energy forms. Okay. Now, the manufacturing process is as simple as this. As you think of something, you feel something, your aura takes either from itself or from the environment and creates a certain form. And if you have somebody who could see energy, it looks like like a hologram floating in your aura. So what happens is these thought forms are either just a thought or it's laced with emotion. So let's say if you just an apple, yeah, I had an apple 3 years ago. Then it's just basically made of mental energy. If you say, oh yeah, I had an apple 3 years ago and I could not stand it, it's laced with emotion. So what happens is instead of just a shape of an apple, like a hologram of an apple, then it's partially infused with that negative emotion. But if you love it, it's laced with positive emotion. Okay? So at any given time, we're creating thought forms and emotional forms, and oftentimes they mix together. Now, if you have someone, let's say you have a child that was accidentally or not accidentally locked up in a closet, they will create very powerful thought and emotional forms that is also very traumatic. So imagine what you did earlier, but multiplied by 100 times. So even after that kid gets let out of the closet, those thought and emotional forms sit in their aura and in particular chakras. So next time, maybe 5 years later, 10 years later, they stand in front of a closet or an enclosed place, maybe an elevator, they start feeling stuff. You go, hey, that's called a phobia. Exactly. A phobia is essentially an intense negative thought and emotional form. And it's lodged in the aura and the chakras. So when you talk to someone and they're talking you through therapy, they're desensitizing you and all that, you're going to a counselor, guess what they're doing? They're helping you, that energy that's stuck in the aura and the chakras, to come to the surface to be released. Make sense? So the idea here is as simple as this. If you deal with all these thoughts and emotions as frequencies of energy, they're going to be much easier to deal with than trying to feel that pain, go back to that time, re experience it, and release it. Because the act of observing it, you feed energy to it. It's just like if you go, oh yeah, 5 years ago somebody hurt my feelings. If you just look at, oh yeah, that happened, and so that's a thought that's lodged in my aura, my chakras, I want to get rid of it. So you're impartial to it, you're observing it, you get rid of it. Now if you go, yeah, 5 years ago, he said this to me and my feelings were really hurt, and I remember that day, it ruined my, and you go on and on and on, and you go, you want to get rid of it. Yeah, right. Good luck to that. Because just by going back to it with that much intensity, you're feeding it. As you feed it, that gets bigger, then it's hard to get rid of. It's like you're trying to get rid of it, but you're making it stronger, so it's harder. It's like it's a cycle. Make sense? Now, I'm not saying traditional therapy does not work. It works and it has helped a lot of people. That's why the skilled practitioner will just help you get in touch with it, identify it, and release it. Make sense? So what we try to do here is this. We do our meditation, bring down a lot of spiritual energy. We determine what we want to get rid of, identify it, and just simply as energy, and let the energy flush it out. That's that. And you replace it with what's positive. A lot of you who join us with a deep emotional transformation that's still going on, that's exactly what we do, but we do it for an hour. And for every, not every, but most common fears, insecurities, and negative emotions, and you do it literally like a routine. You hit it like this, flush it out. Make sense? So tonight, what we'll do is we'll try to identify. Again, It's a fine line. Don't get carried. Just identify, okay, what are the things that make me fearful? And just identify it, observe it. It's just like if you're listening to somebody talk, right? Let's say two people are talking, and just standing in the corner and just listening to them, and one person says, "Oh, they're afraid of this," the other person said they're afraid of that, and the intensity. You're just watching, right? You're observing. Now, do you notice just by observing, unless you're just a drama-filled person, or you just like drama, most people go, "Very interesting. Are these two people talking? That person A is so afraid of spiders. Person B is afraid of, I don't know, of heights." So you go, yeah, person A seems like her intensity of fear of spiders is not as bad as person B's fear of heights. Interesting, huh? And I noticed this person A, she's had it for 3 years. The other person seems to have it for 7 years. And based on the conversation, I think one person, you know that? What did I just do? I was just observing and critiquing. Now, do you realize that just by doing that, you go, you're staying detached? And that's exactly the secret. If you can do that to your fears, your worries, and all that stuff, and be able to observe it, then you can release it. Simple. Otherwise, you know what happened? And I know some of you will be upset with this, so I'm kind of pre-framing it for you. Some of you say, yeah, but I always thought I'm supposed to feel it, go back to it, re-experience it to the fullest extent so I can let it go. Not my style. You know why? Because we understand how energy works. True, you go back just to be able to identify it, to be able to observe it, so you can remove it. But if in the process of identifying it, and you keep feeding it with energy, more and more, then it's gonna get heavier and harder to release. That's how you notice there's some people who have difficulty moving on. Even though the event has it's already gone for the last 5 years, 10 years, whatever trauma they had is already that long ago, and it's not even as bad as some other people, but they cannot let it go. Because every time they think about it, they dwell in it, they feed it, that's why it's difficult to let go. Then there's some people that go, well, those were the days when I was really stupid. My college days, I wasn't smart enough, so I did this. Anyway, lesson learned. Let's move on. Those were experiences that were important to allow me to grow. So guess what you did? You observed it, and you just say, you realize what it is, and you moved on. So you did not feed it. Make sense? Now, of course, I'm making all this under one assumption, which I hope I'm right. Otherwise, you're wasting your time with me. I'm making a simple assumption that you want to flush out and get rid of what does not serve you and help you evolve, and you want to move on to become better and just, amplify the good qualities that you have within you. I'm making that assumption. If that's the wrong assumption, then you're in the wrong class. Go somewhere else. Because what we try to do is learn what we need to learn, get rid of it, move forward. It's constantly moving forward, constantly moving forward. Anything that has happened in the past, you extract the lesson, leave it in the past, and move forward. If that's not your style of living, I'll be very direct with you. You're asking for a life of misery. Cannot make it more direct than that. Some people love misery. Not me. And I hope the ones who are watching this on a regular basis doesn't either. Because people who love misery, they dwell in misery. In our case, we go, enough of that crap. Let's move forward. Yeah, but it was painful. I know. That's why you want to let go of it so you can move forward. But I can't. Okay, then you can't. You're right. They go, I thought you tried to help me. Because you're trying to convince yourself that you want to keep that. Make sense? They're just energies. They're frequencies of energy. They're like clouds of thoughts and emotions in your aura. That's why you notice when something not so pleasant happens, you're dwelling in it. But as soon as you're busy with something else, you start noticing it's not affecting you. You know why? Because your willpower is directed to something that you're focused on. So these things you're not feeding. So they just sit in the background until you're not focused on something. That means your energy is not pushing it aside. You're focusing on something else. It's pushing it aside so you can focus on something else. As soon as you're not focused on something, you're not using your will, so you're now in a very receptive mode. So all these old thoughts and emotions will cloud you. Now, you cannot just keep focusing on something and hopefully these things will go away by itself. I mean, they diminish over time, but since you know about energy, you can now harness meditation and spiritual energy to proactively get rid of it, release it, so you can focus on what you want. That's that. Now, somebody goes, yeah, but I went through a lot of stuff. Look, I'll be very direct with you. There's a very popular story of the Buddha. Some of you have heard it before. It's related. I'll just share it with you. There's this woman, her son died. Okay, a lot of you know this story. Her son died, and she went to the Lord Buddha and said, could you please, you're the great Buddha, could you please resurrect my child, my son? The Lord Buddha said, yes, I will, but you have to do something first. I want you to go to every household in this city or village, whatever it was, in this village, and ask every door, if you can find one household with no one that has died in their family, I will resurrect your child. The woman did. Of course, they said, oh, finally, a ray of hope. So, of course, anybody would figure out the ending, right? She went around, and sure enough, maybe in the first house, second or third, whatever, somebody's grandma, somebody's whoever passed. And by the time she's done, she came back to Lord Buddha and became his disciple. What's the point? Life happens. You either learn from the lesson, deal with it, move forward, or you dwell in it and suffer a little longer. It's a choice. You guys remember, many teachers say this. Pain happens, suffering is a choice. Because suffering is our perception and our response to what happens. I don't care about whatever cockamamie excuse you're going to give. Because even in class when I say that, people always say, oh, but you don't understand this. I go, and finally, if I'm in a nice mood, I won't say anything. But if I'm in a crazy mood, I'll say something like, oh, okay. Are you trying to convince me? Or are you trying to convince yourself that you want to keep suffering longer? And they go, what? It's like giving them a psychic slap. Psychic, no touch. You get the idea? Because some people, they are invested. They get significance, they get attention from their suffering. So guess what? They'd rather suffer longer. And the people around them, I don't know, for whatever reason, instead of kind of snapping them out of it, keep enabling them, oh, it's okay. So it drags on over time instead of saying, look, life happens, whatever happened already. You have a full life in front of you. Focus on what you want and move forward. But no, some people say, it's okay to be in pain. It's okay because there's a time to grieve, there's a time to feel something, right? Feel discomfort, because we learn from those. But to dwell in it for years and years, are you out of your freaking mind? Anybody with some form of common sense will say, enough of this. And the beautiful thing about this, just to finish it off, is with spiritual practice and meditation, we get to see it objectively. From there, we get rid of it and move forward. That's it. That's the goal. If that's not your goal, you're in the wrong group. Because a lot of you have been with me for months and months since we started this. That has always been our theme. We keep charging forward. We look at the back, we look at the past to learn from it. That's it. A small percentage, but we charge forward. And the metaphor that I always use is as simple as this. When you're driving your car, which one's larger? Your windshield, your windscreen, or your rear view mirror? Which one's larger? You go, of course, the windshield. Exactly. That's because you're trying to move forward, not move backward. If you're supposed to keep moving backward, your rear view mirror should be larger than your windshield or a windscreen, isn't it? So if you're going to sit here and tell me that because blah, 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 whatever stuff you want to come up with, I'll ask you a simple question. Which one's larger? Your rearview mirror or your windshield? If that doesn't make you realize it, can't help you. Then you'll just keep suffering. If that's what you want, knock yourself out. I've done what I can. You say, you're being too cold. You're not caring. So what? It is what it is. You either get over it, move forward, or you keep swimming in the mud. What I say doesn't matter. Those are only two choices. However, if you want to move forward, we'll help you. If you don't want to move forward, nobody can help you but you. That's that. Finish. This is not a counseling session. This is in-your-face session. Suck it up, move forward. Anybody can do it. I can tell you, anybody who says something bad happened to them, there's at least 10, 20 people who've had it worse than you and got over it. True? Not true. Think about it. I mean, I remember a few times in Tony Robbins' event, I think his name is Nick. I forgot his last name. It's a long last name. No legs, only one arm, and one finger and one arm. He's a motivational speaker. He has helped thousands of people. The guy's ripped. I don't even know how he lifts weight. The guy's ripped. He wrestles. I'm going, how the heck do you do that? Because he's able to his soul is able to make his body, his emotions and thoughts go in the direction that he wants. Clear? So I'm sharing this with you so that you realize the power of the soul that is within you. You just have to tap it. You have to harness it. And that will never happen if you don't do any form of spiritual practice. It doesn't have to be this one. You can go to any spiritual school you like. All spiritual schools have one objective, which is experience the real you, a spiritual being, having an earthly experience, and you, the spiritual being, are part of God. That is that. Finished. So here's what we'll do. Let's do the meditation. We'll do the great invocation. So it activates the love aspect, the will aspect, and the intelligence aspect within all of you, all of us. And we'll harness that energy to flush out fear, flush out negative thoughts, negative emotions, to get that silence and clarity. So there's a download of the spiritual energy. Now, let me just finish with one thing, then we'll do our meditation. The part on stillness is extremely, extremely important. Okay? It's something like this. I know a lot of you say, yeah, I can never meditate. It's hard to be quiet. Look, you're looking at a guy, probably, I'm not proud of this, I'm probably one of Grandmaster Choa's, my teacher's worst student when it comes to stillness. What I used to do, he recorded this meditation Twin Hearts, after the Om, there's 3.5 minutes of silence. It's like, you're talking about a type A guy. Silence for 3.5 minutes. You know what I did? I fast forwarded it. Because I was bored to death. I'm going, Om, okay, silence. Fast forward. So my teacher asked me, did you do your meditation? Yes, master, I did my meditation. He never asked how I did it, so I did it. And later on I realized, you dumbass. Then later he explained, stillness is a manifestation of the soul's control over the body, the emotions, and the mind. At the same time, it is the stillness that allows the soul, the spiritual self, to really control the body, the emotions, and the thoughts. It's both ways. So Make it one of your objectives to be able to practice stillness. Now, another benefit of stillness is like this. Stillness gives you the ability to observe. Did you hear what I just said? Stillness gives you the ability to observe. Because when the soul is observing, then you can observe if the body's not under control, the emotions are not under control, the mind is not under control. But if there's no stillness, the soul does not get a chance to watch, to observe, and regulate. So you go, yeah, but my mind jumped from one place to the other. Obviously, the soul cannot control the mind. That's why it's jumping all over the place. Get it? Well, when I'm meditating, I'm shaking all over the place. Exactly the point. The soul lost control of the body. Oh. Well, emotionally, I'm good. Exactly. The soul lost control because when the soul is in control, it's just like saying, body, emotion, and thoughts, behave. Isn't it? You can take 20, 30 years to figure this out. Or you can just listen to what was shared with you, because this is what taught my teacher. I'm giving it to you distilled with no fillers, directly to the point. If you don't want it, can't help you. Stillness is super, super important. And that's why during every meditation, we have that stillness. And the beauty of this is, as you keep practicing this stillness, even for a few minutes each time you're with me, what happens is you can take this into your life. When things are exploding, things are going crazy, you get to go, you can go back to that stillness and you observe, what's going on here? What is the right thing to do? You notice there's some people somehow, even in times of chaos, they're able to keep it together, observe, and be able to act appropriately instead of going, ah! You know why? Somehow in the past, the soul have had some training. I think I got your attention, didn't I? In other words, the soul was able to control the body, the emotions, and the thoughts. So even in terms of intense stress, guess what? The soul can say, what should we do about this? Well, some people panic. You notice that? Let me share a story with you very, very quickly. I'm sorry, I'm full of story. We're supposed to meditate. Anyway, sorry, you don't like it, go away. Okay, it's simple as this. I remember many years ago, I was in Greece. This was, I don't know how many years ago. I was in Greece, and there's Yorgos and Chiara, wonderful couple. They've kept panicking alive in Greece for all these years, despite of all the obstacles. Hats off to you. You're powerful people. Anyway, one day we're gonna stream the meditation, the full moon meditation in Greece in a hotel. You have like over 600 people in the room, plus I don't know how many hundreds or maybe a few thousand people online waiting. And I was with Yorgos, he's called George in English. And we're sitting there and we could not make the internet work. And we're looking at the times like, countdown. It's going to start in 10 minutes. We started in an hour. Couldn't make it work. Keep going. We're down to like 3 minutes, 5 minutes. And both of us are looking at each other. Okay, what should we do? Should we try this? Should I do? And people are watching us. And I remember one of the comments afterwards, because we finally made it work like 30 seconds to go, 10 seconds to go. Okay, connect this. Oh, this, like that. And somebody told us later, you two look like there's nothing wrong. How come you look like you're so calm? The internet's not working. You got thousands of people waiting. How the heck did you do that? Yoga and I look at each other like, do what? Do what? What are we supposed to do? Panic? If we panic, the more it's not going to get done. And I remember doing that, and then many years later, every time I tell that story, I would think, it must be all those years of meditation that kind of suddenly just manifests itself that, okay, what do we need to do? Is it this? Is it that? Instead of panicking. I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just showing you that when that happened, I got to watch him to be that calm. And I'm glad he was calm, because otherwise, if I'm the only one calm, it would have been a big problem. And he made it work. So if you do your meditation and practicing your stillness on a regular basis, I guarantee you, you can take that stillness and that soul control into your life. And you know what? You'll notice that even under crisis and pressure, you stay calm because the soul stays in control. And that allows you to act accordingly. So it's not a waste of time. Don't be like stupid me, fast forwarding it or going, are we done yet? Because I've seen that in class. I'm guiding meditation, right? Okay, be still, be aware. It's quiet. Everybody's like, and you see people doing this. I'm going, you dumbass. You're like me. Hopefully you get it one of these years. So, anyway, let's do our meditation, shall we? To the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother. Oh, by the way, when I say ass is holy. Remember, if you look at King James Version, Jesus rode an ass into Jerusalem. It's another term for donkey of some sort. So don't be judging me, oh, yeah, you, because you don't like it. You know my answer, right? Go away. Okay. To the Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother, thank you. To all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, spiritual helpers. Personally, to my teacher, Master Choa Kok Sui, Mahaguji Mailing, we thank you for divine light, love, guidance, help, healing, and divine protection. We thank you. In full faith, so be it. All right, put your hands on your heart like this. Just put your attention in your crown. I am that. I'm not the body, I'm not the emotion, I'm not the thoughts. I am the soul. I am a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. I am that. I am connected in one to my higher soul. I am connected in one to the divine spirit in me. I am a child of God. I am one with God. I am one with all. There is only oneness. I am. Now just be still. Listen to my voice. You're not the body, you're not the emotion, you're not the thoughts. You are the soul. You are a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. You are a spiritual being of divine intelligence to regulate your mind. You are a spiritual being of divine love to regulate your emotions. You are a spiritual being of divine power to regulate the movements of your body. You are the spiritual self, the soul. You're the mover of the body, creator of the feelings, creator of the thoughts. You, the soul, are connected in one to your higher soul. You, the higher soul, are connected in one to the divine spirit in you. You are a child of God, you are one with God, you are one with all. That is your true nature. Be still and realize it now. Be still. Allow the real I, you, the spiritual self, to take over the body, the emotions, and the thoughts fully. Now raise your hands in blessing. Visualize the earth in front of you. Just say, we are one. Let's chant Om 3 times. Om, Om, Om. Be aware of the air in between your eyebrows and your hands. Flood the earth with light. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of every person, every being. Let light descend on earth. View of your forehead and your hands. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of every person, every being. Let love descend on earth. Beware of your crown and your hands. From the center where the will of God is known, let divine purpose guide the wills of every person, every being, the purpose which the Holy Masters know and serve. Let goodwill and the willingness to do good descend throughout the entire earth now. Just leave your awareness in between your eyebrows, your forehead, and your crown, the three chakras, and your hands, and just flood the earth with divine intelligence, divine love, and divine willpower. Keep going. Again, from the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of every person, every being. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of every person, every being. Let love descend throughout the entire earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let divine purpose guide the wills of every person, every being, the purpose which the Holy Masters know and serve. Let goodwill and the willingness to do good descend throughout the entire earth now. So be it. If you're sensitive, you might feel a slight pressure in between your eyebrows, your forehead, and your crown. These higher chakras are gateways of this divine energy to flow through us to bless the earth with will, love, and intelligence. Now just be still. We'll raise the frequency. You don't have to do anything but just allow it to happen. Just leave your attention above your head. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of every person, every being. Let light descend on earth. Bless every person, every being with divine intelligence, with wisdom, understanding, and discernment. So be it. Just be still, let it happen. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of every person, every being. Let love descend toward the entire earth. May God's messenger of love descend on earth. May all be blessed with love, with sweetness, with kindness, with mercy and compassion. So be it. Most of you would have felt that energy come in. From the center where the will of God is known, let divine purpose guide the wills of every person, every being, the purpose which the Holy Masters and the spiritual hierarchy know and serve. Let goodwill and the willingness to do good descend and empower every person, every being on earth now. So be it. So be it. You might feel a sensation above your head. Just be still, let it happen on its own. One day we'll explain it to you. From the center which we call the human race and all the different races on earth, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it permanently seal the door where any evil dwells. Let light, love, and power descend throughout the entire earth. Let light, love, and power restore the divine plan and manifest the divine plan on earth now. So be it. Now just be still. Even higher frequencies flowing through us now. Just let it flow through. Just be still and let the energy flow through us. May all be blessed. With divine intelligence, divine love, and divine willpower, let all be blessed, so be it. Let's chant Om 3 times. Om. 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 Just be still. Blessings be to all. Let all be blessed. Now keep your tongue on your palate, keep your eyes closed, lower your hands on your lap. Be still. Just leave your awareness floating above your head. Just be receptive. We'll do a general cleanse. The liquid divine energy is pouring down to your crown. Your crown chakra is being cleansed. All negative thoughts and energies are disintegrated, extracted, expelled in near salt water, or flushed down into the earth. Your crown chakras are continuously being cleansed, highly energized, highly activated. The liquid divine energy is pouring down to your forehead. Your forehead chakra is being cleansed, highly energized, highly activated. The liquid divine energy is pouring down to your Ajna chakra in between your eyebrows, going deep into your Ajna, disintegrating, dissolving, extracting, expelling any negative thoughts, negative emotions, negative energies that hinder your willpower. So be it. The liquid divine energy is pouring down to the back of your head. Your back head chakra is being cleansed. The liquid divine energy is pouring down to your throat, your secondary throat, and your jaw chakras. Your entire throat chakra and your throat area being cleansed and purified. Any negative thoughts, negative emotions, especially negative self-talk, are dissolved, disintegrated, extracted, expelled in near salt water. Now, so be it. The liquid divine energy is pouring down to your front and back heart chakra. It's pouring down into the back of your heart, filling your entire astral body with waves of love, sweetness, joy, and ananda. So be it. The liquid divine energy is pouring down into your front and back solar plexus area below your sternum. It's going into your front and back solar plexus chakra, simultaneously flooding your entire lower astral body, disintegrating, dissolving, flushing out any anger, resentment, fear, and negative energies, and flush it out of your aura and into the inner salt water in the earth. So be it. It continuously cleanses your lower astral body. The liquid divine energy is cleansing your liver and spleen chakras. It's going down to your navel, your sex chakra. It's pouring down your spine to your basic chakra. All these lower chakras are being cleansed. All negative thoughts, negative energies, blockages are dissolved, disintegrated, extracted, expelled in near salt water. Cut. So be it. Just be receptive. Om. 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 Just be still. Just let go. Gently, slowly, come back to your body. Gently move your fingers and toes. Slowly come back. Raise your hands in blessing. We'll release the excess energy our bodies cannot absorb. Simultaneously, we'll use the excess spiritual energy to bless our family, our friends, and the people we care about. So imagine all these people in front of you, people you love, you care about. Flood them with golden light. May all of them be blessed with good health, with happiness, with prosperity, and spirituality. So be it. So be it, and so it is. So be it. Now aim your hands down. Put your attention in your hands, your feet, and the base of your spine. Flood the earth with golden light. Let our beloved Mother Earth be blessed with divine light, divine love, and divine power. Let our beloved Mother Earth be healed, regenerated, and revitalized. Blessings be to Mother Earth. So be it, and so it is. All right, let's give thanks to the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother. Thank you to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers. Thank you for your immense blessing. Personally, to my teacher, Master Choa Kok Sui Mahaguji Mailing, thank you. In full faith, so be it. All right. I hope you enjoyed the meditation. Now, let's try something. Ready? Keep your tongue in your palate. Keep your eyes open. Be still. If any thoughts come in, just observe them. Any feelings, any sensation in your body, thoughts, emotion, whatever, just observe. Observe and watch. In other traditions, they call this witnessing. Anyway, they're just words. Just observe. Now imagine, when you have a certain situation that's happening in front of you, what would it be like if you're able to observe? You say, oh, this is what's happening. Okay, because of this is the right thing to do. How much more effective you're going to be and less stress. Now, that's not going to happen by itself if you don't do your spiritual practice and meditation. Okay? Now, what we're going to do, we're going to sign off, but it's very important after meditation, especially emotional healing, that if you have your feet in salt water, just dump the salt water down the toilet, okay? And wash your feet and all that, then get up and do exercises. Exercise is very important. I know, it's the last thing you want to do, you just want to chill, right? Terrible idea. Because if you do that, okay, it might be good now. You have to realize when you do an emotional cleansing after meditation, the divine energy coming in is flushing things out. It's displacing. You know, displace, as in go in, push out. All right. The thing is, you come in from different stages. Some have more, some have less. So if the divine energy coming down, flush a lot of it out, but there's some remnants on the edge of your aura, and you don't do anything. It just sits there. At some point, it builds up, or stuff come out that did not go out completely. That's why some of you feel terrible. Make sense? So what you do is by doing the blessing we just did, and you do exercise, you get up, shake, stretching, bending, whatever. When you do all that, as you're moving your body, you're actually compressing and expanding the chakras, which will actually squirt out a lot of this dirty energy out of your aura. That's why you feel better. So the worst thing you can do is sit on your ass and do nothing. Is that direct enough for you? You don't have to agree with me. You just do it. Clear? So keep that in mind. Every time, this is what we were taught by a teacher. The key to meditation. 1, do physical exercises to prepare the body. 2, do your intense meditation. 3, release excess energy that your body cannot absorb. 4, do physical exercise afterwards to further release negative energy and assimilate all the divine healing energy. Simple, direct to the point. That's that, simple. Okay? I think that's pretty much it. So thank you very much for joining me. Just to give you an idea, next week, and a lot of things going on. Oh, Monday, I'm still here in Florida. Monday and Wednesday, I'm here. So we're going to do our regular Anchor Light Meditation, 10 a.m., 6 p.m. California time, which translates to 1 East Coast time and 9 o'clock, just like we're doing now. All right? And I think when I go back, there's a bunch of, that next weekend is the Inner Christianity Revealed class, Inner Teachings. That's going to be very, very powerful, especially if you've always wanted to know the deeper teachings of Christianity, where, like, for example, the one I always use is this. If you're a Roman Catholic, you eat the host, the wafer, and before, some places they let you drink the wine. By the way, it just reminds me of a joke. Somebody, I remember, asked a preacher or some commentator, Christian commentator, is it okay for Christians to drink liquor? And the commentator says, what was the first miracle Jesus performed? Turning water to wine? Now, I'm not saying that's what you guys drink. I'm just telling you. Anyway, so the wafer, it says, this is the body and blood of Christ, right? Now, you realize that if you take that literally, you're a cannibal. Of course, that's not what he meant. But here's the interesting part. When you say body of Christ and, blood of Christ, there are different levels of meaning. One of the deeper meanings is, bread in the New Testament is actually life force or prana. The wine or the blood, it actually symbolizes divine energy. Then you realize when you go to communion, the bread is to energize your physical body. The wine or the blood of Christ is to increase the spiritual connection within you. I guarantee you're not going to hear that in church. That's called inner teaching. Okay? Anyway, if you're in the United States or you have a U.S. address, you can participate. If not, I'm sure you'll be taught by one of my colleagues in your area, or get the book Inner Christianity Revealed by my teacher. I think that's pretty much it. And I know this is premature, but we're doing something next week. I'll just lay it out there. There are a lot of people who have been asking for help for COVID, coronavirus. And so we've had that self-healing video that's online, but some people were saying, okay, but if they're in bed, they cannot actually do healing on themselves. They're too weak to do it. So I hope I'm not prematurely saying this. When I get back to California, we're going to devote one session, I think it's next Sunday. If you know anyone that has coronavirus right now, at that time, it's going to be online healing. No cost. It's free. Doesn't cost anything. It's not going to be available Facebook, Instagram, whatever, because we don't want the entire world. It's just key people who are receptive. I don't want anybody just, yeah, that'd be interesting. Let me try this crap. Then go somewhere else. Okay? So it's going to be specific healing session only for COVID-19 patients. So if you know someone or if you're suffering through it at that time, you're welcome to join. Anyway, we'll send the information out where to sign up, and it's just going to be that select time. I think it's Sunday. I forgot the time. I have to ask my assistant. It's just a way for us to do service. Okay, that's it. Namaste, everyone. You have a fantastic weekend. Here I am in Florida. I'm looking forward to this great Date with Destiny. I think they have over 6,000 participants. And I'm going to be guiding meditation. It's day 5. And tomorrow night, there's also going to be a meditation to bring down lots of spiritual energy. Okay, thank you for allowing me to serve you. You all take care. Have a fantastic weekend. God